Good morning. There was an old man that was not very long on for this earth, and he had three sons. So he called his three sons in, and he told them that he had written a will, but he wanted to explain to them so that they were clear on the will and understood clearly what it was all about. He said, I've taken a treasure and I've buried it in an iron chest somewhere on this ranch, and in it is gold and jewels which amount to $1 million. And he said, what I am expecting from you is that this is the conditions under which it will be given to you. The first, the oldest boy, you have the privilege first. You'll have a year in which you can search for this chest, and if you don't find it, then it passes on to the second son, and if he gets a year, just like you did, and if he doesn't find it, then we pass it on to the youngest boy, and if he gets a year exactly like the others of you, and if he doesn't find it, then it goes to charity, and the charity will know exactly where the chest is. So he said, I just want you guys to know that this is these are the conditions that are tied to you having the farm. If you find the chest, the person which one finds it gets half of what's in it, and they get the farm. And so I just wanted you to know that. So they were standing there looking at their dad, and they said, Dad, we know you really don't want this to go to charity, so would you please tell us something, what we need to do to find it? He said, yeah, I can tell you, son, you boys, what to do. He said, plow deep, my sons, plow deep. That will be what I would give you if you want to find the chest. Plow deep, my sons, plow deep. And so they boys went out. It wasn't very long before the oldest boy came back, and he said to his dad, hey, Dad, I know you would prefer, since I'm the oldest, that I would find the chest. Could you give me a special insight in how to do it? And his dad said, I sure can, son. Kneel down beside me and put your ear up close to my mouth. And he said, son, plow deep, plow deep. And the boy went out, and the second son, he came in. He had his occasion to come. And he said, hey, Dad, you know, we used to hunt and fish, and we did all kinds of things together, and we're really close to each other. And I know that if the oldest boy doesn't find it, then that you'd like me to have it. So could you give me a special clue? And Dad said, sure. He said, kneel down on your knees beside me and put your ear up close to my mouth, and I'll tell you. And he said, plow deep, son, plow deep. And he went out, and the youngest boy came in, and the youngest boy said, you know, Dad, I know you don't want this farm to go to charity, that you'd like us to find it. And since I'm the last one that will have an occasion, I was wondering if you could give me a special clue that would help me to find it. And his dad said, yeah, son, I can. Get down on your knees beside me, and let me share it with you, and put your ear up close to my mouth. And he did, and he said, son, plow deep, son, plow deep. And the father died. And the first son got his occasion, and he said, I know where he buried that gift, or buried that treasure. There's this ravine that is rocky and rugged, and the water comes running down, and he's hid it somewhere there. And so what he did, he turned and put the river, sent it to another ravine, and he put everybody together, and they moved every rock, and they dug and they dug, and they dug and they dug, and they didn't farm anything. They just dug, and a year went by, and he never found the treasure. Well, the second boy got his occasion, and he said to self and to his brothers, I know where it is. You know, my dad had this special piece of property 10 miles up the way from here where he built that tower, and he used to go up and sit there in that tower many a day by himself, and I know he's buried it somewhere up there. And he said, I'm going to go up and dig that, and we're going to find it up there. And he went up there, but he didn't farm the land. He just, nothing, the weeds grew and everything went on. And he went up there and he worked and he worked and he worked, and the year went by and he hadn't found it. And so it passed on to the third boy. And the third boy said, you know, if I remember what Dad said, I think maybe he meant what he said when he said plow deep. So he went and he got all the farm workers and he told them to bring their plows, and they put plowshares or power points on the end of them that were 3 inches longer than they had before. And he said to his the workers, he said, hitch every one of these plows up to 2 teams, and then you get behind them and you farm and you plow, because I think that's what my father said. And his brothers were angry with him, but he decided that he'd plow the land and he would plant the seed. And so they began to plow the land. And one day about noon, the younger son was standing with his arms on the plow as they were plowing through, and all of a sudden they hit something, and the handles and the plow flew up in the air and out of his control. And he knelt down and he reached down and he started with his hands to move the dirt to see what was there. And when he did it, he discovered that there was an iron chest. And he took the iron chest and he got it all cleaned up. And then he looked up into heaven. He said, "Our Heavenly Father, I want to tell you that you've really taught me a great lesson. The lesson is that you've told us to plow deep, that we're supposed to do more than we could be reasonably expected of us. We really need to do it." And Jesus, that's what he said. He said if we're going to really be successful, we're going to be the kind of men that we want to be, or the kind of women we want to be, we got to be willing to plow deep. We got to do what the lessons are and do the lessons that need to be done. If we plow deep, there's no question we're going to get the treasure. I hope you'll plow deep in your life in the future. God bless.